I haven't read this yet, but this is the most upvotes I've seen. 958.8K views. Like, that's crazy. So let me check it out. Let me check it out. It's by Jason White, a survivor of a high IQ test score. Okay. So the question is, what is it like to interview a very smart person? Of course, it's related to tech because the role is a technical role. So let's go. I interviewed a young man for a job the other week. The normal decision for a first interview is progress to second round or don't. This chap I would have hired on the spot. We're recruiting to build a team with a specific industry and technology skill set. Because of the nature of the industry, most of the people we see have 20 plus years experience. This lad had 3 or 4. In that time, he'd been trusted by his employer to deliver projects in 3 continents, including managing more senior resources and producing the design for a whole phase of a project by himself. But what made him stand out was what he could say about the work he'd done. He could talk about the strategic impact of one project, work through the options for one if you were talking to scenario, and articulate the social conditions in one country that led it to need different functionality than another. And all of this flowed naturally through the interview, where I had to work hard to get answers in the right ballpark from some of the more experienced interviewees. This one was ready with his thinking without it seeming pre prepared or forced. The critical thing is that he had thought about what he was doing, not just for the interview, but it was clear that as part of his day job, he thought about the wider picture. Now, I'm a pretty smart person myself. I'm also a pretty terrible interviewee. I take questions too literally. I follow my train of thought too much and probably say too much. I don't always know how to finish my sentences, but I've twice got down to the final two for C level jobs outside my own industry and job role by virtue of being able to understand the two new industries and their strategic challenges better than the 20-year incumbents I was up against. And I did it by spending a few days reading publicly available sources on my target companies, who wisely chose to give the job to people with much more hands-on experience than me. I use these two examples to illustrate that there's no one template for how a smart person interviews. Some of them are crisp and well organized, some of them are all over the place. What we have in common is one thing, which is the ability to see and grasp the bigger picture and see the implications. In my experience, that's the only really reliable indicator of a very smart person. Wow, I'm sending this to a friend of mine. He's he's a recruiter slash sort of a personal development coach of sorts. Yeah, so he prepares people professionally for any kind of job role they are here to take. He'll let you know what you are going to face, especially newbies. Let you know, okay, this is the kind of atmosphere, this is what we refer to as office politics, this is how you're expected to conduct yourself. He takes you through step by step. And yeah, the core of his whole approach is branding your CV, right? But there are so many packages around that. And he would love this because he always says this. He always talks about this. You need to understand. He said a lot of people know, but very few understand what they are doing. And Simon Sinek, he hits this on the head with his book, The Power of Why. We need to know why we are doing a lot of things at work. So we need to ask questions. And you know you are in trouble if you keep asking questions and the people around you don't know, then it means the work is bound to collapse at one point because everyone is following orders. So it means one person is doing all the thinking. But if you have more people doing all the thinking, that way the business grows. Yeah, like per all the advice I've heard and what I just read. Yeah, that's my understanding. I hope you find it valuable. You should. You should. Yeah. So the link, let me see. If you just Go to Quora and type what are some smart answers given to an interview and just read through, bro. You'll enjoy it.